If you're into fashion, you might be familiar with the name Yohji Yamamoto, or as I like to call him, the GOAT. This is going to be a beginner's guide into his style and what his various sub-brands offer. So if you're looking for more of a historical background into his work, I recommend checking out other videos like these. Yohji Yamamoto is one of the pioneers of anti-fashion, which in his words just means that he doesn't follow trends. He creates clothing that does not follow trends. There's debates on whether anti-fashion is still a thing because I guess the idea of not following trends can also be considered a trend, ironically, but that is not for me to decide. His clothing are known for its monochromatic color with a heavy emphasis on black, oversized, flowy silhouettes, asymmetrical, and unconventional cuts. His philosophy on fashion is also extremely interesting, which was what also drew me to him other than his clothes looking extremely cool. He chooses to focus on the darker side, both literally and figuratively, focusing on flaws and imperfections rather than perfections. So now let's go to his various brands and sub-brands, because if you're anything like me and you went to his online shop to check out his pieces, you're gonna be overwhelmed and confused. Like look at all these brands, man. Let's start off with his main lines, Yohji Yamamoto and Yohji Yamamoto for Homme. Now these are the ones he actually has shows for every season. Yohji Yamamoto. Now this is his first ever line he debuted internationally with in Paris of 1981. I mean, this is his main shit, man. Like, this is where all his renown comes from, filled with avant-garde designs. This line is catered primarily to women, but it also includes some men wear and unisex pieces. His next line that debuted soon after is Yohji Yamamoto for Homme, which just means for men. Now this line focuses exclusively on menswear, maintaining the avant-garde spirit of that first Yohji Yamamoto line, but with a more masculine approach. One thing you'll kind of notice about his clothing is that it often blurs the lines between menswear and women's wear. And a lot of his clothes, even though some of them say more for men, more for women, there's a lot of androgynous elements in his clothing. Moving to his sub-brands, and this is where it gets kind of wild. The first one, Wise. You know, Wise is technically the original line he founded in Japan of 1972, but it has since moved to more of a sub-brand category. Wise is a feminine line meant for everyday wear, making it more accessible than the main Yohji Yamamoto line, but still keeping a little bit of that avant-garde style. The next one is Wise for Men, and I think you know where this is going. This is the masculine counterpart of the previously mentioned Wise line, again focusing on more everyday wear, but still keeping a touch of avant-garde. Next is Wise B. Yeah, I know. Where's the B in that? But trust, it says that on his website, it's pronounced Wise B. It's a unisex brand, taking the more understated tones of the Y line even further. So you can think of it as more of a line for like essential wear and basics. LIMI is a women's wear line founded by Yohji Yamamoto's daughter, LIMI Yamamoto. While it still follows the monochromatic and avant-garde DNA of her father, the line of LIMI is definitely more streetwearish and has an edgier aesthetic than Yohji's line. Now the next two are actually my favorite sub-brands from Yohji Yamamoto, the first being Ground Y. Ground Y embodies more of a youth-focused aesthetic compared to most of his lines, being more streetwear and even often having collaborations with anime, other brands, and pop culture icons. But my favorite piece from this line is this asymmetric cape jacket. Like look at this, man. This is some anime villain shit right here. It's so cool. Next one, and I think this is probably my favorite Yohji line, Sight, which is designed by his creative team, focusing on the two concepts that make Yohji's clothes what it is, the cut and the silhouette. I mean, the design, cuts, and silhouettes of this line for me is so beautiful. Like, look at this. It's also not too avant-garde for my taste, but still keeps that extremely cool Yohji style. Power of the white shirt. This line is all about pushing the boundaries of what you can do with shirts. Now, don't let that name fool you. It's called Power of the White Shirt, but almost all of them have black variants to it, typical of Yohji's style. Now that's all actually for his clothing lines. I'll go through the next portion of his accessory sub-brands quickly. Discord Yohji Yamamoto. This is his premier accessory line. They have everything from card holders, scarves, tote bags to phone cases. Gothic Yohji Yamamoto. As the name suggests, it's a gothic jewelry line focusing on silver pieces. Yohji Yamamoto by Rife. This is another accessory line in collaboration with a jewelry company called Rife. Yohji Yamamoto Maison. This is his luxury towel series offering high quality bath, hand and face towels. Le Odeur Yohji Yamamoto. Unisex fragrance items ranging from colognes, shampoos and soap, but for some reason the only thing available online is a tabletop mirror. Other items, here is where you have items that are not wearable in the wearable category like books and gift cards. The last two are more categories than anything. Vintage are curated items from all the lines and from across seasons that they believe are evergreen and will always be in style. And sold, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, is just pieces that are on sale currently. Yeah, and that concludes like the beginner's guide to Yohji Yamamoto and his various brands. I hope this has helped give you a diving board into the world of Yohji Yamamoto. I think he's super interesting, man, and I think his clothes have so much aura. Thank you.